This is probably one of the most esoteric videos I'm ever going to make, but I had to come here and talk about it because it's driving me mad. It is one of the eeriest coincidences I've come across, and it might not even be a coincidence, but either way, it's very cool. Last night I just happened to be rereading chapter 9 of the Silmarillion by Tolkien, as one does. This is my normal life. And I came across a word that you don't come across anywhere else in the Silmarillion except for in this specific chapter pretty much, hence why I'd forgotten about it, and you would be totally forgiven if you also forgot about it. The word is Aramán, and it took me so long to figure out where I was hearing this from or why it was pinging in my head until Brennan Lee Mulligan's voice suddenly is booming in my head.
To fabled Aramán.
Aramán.
Aramán?
Aramán.
It's, yes, exactly.
Nope.
It's got an accent on that last A,
Yeah.
just to give it a little sauce.
Yeah.
Aramán is the name of the New World for Critical Role's Campaign 4. It is a different word, there is an accent over the last A, but this is when the series of coincidences started to pop up and I had to come on here and talk about them. The first coincidence, well, even before the first coincidence, what we know is that D&D is heavily influenced by Tolkien and Tolkien's world. Like, I'm pretty sure orcs didn't exist before Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. But specifically what we know, and this is the first coincidence, is that Brennan Lee Mulligan was very heavily influenced by both Exandria but also Tolkien when he went about creating this new world of Aramán.
The very first thing that started in Aramán with me was the idea of I don't want to spoil anything, but like about specifically, I thought a lot about Tolkien and Middle Earth, and I thought about specifically a vision of a proud orcish revolution. And that's really what occupied my mind.
And it's also very likely, according to a video I'm just about to show you, that Brennan he's not the sort of person that just likes Lord of the Rings because the movies were cool. No, he's read the Silmarillion.
If you give a shit about the Valar, if you give a shit about Middle Earth, if you give a shit about the Silmarillion, the War of the Rings, this is the guy you need to be following. You heard it here first.
Okay, so that is coincidence one. It's not really a coincidence. I'm pretty sure anyone who likes D&D is also probably a Lord of the Rings fan. Anyway, the second thing though, and this is what got really interesting, is that Aramán specifically, and this is such a cool idea, I'm obsessed, I love it so much, is based on a world that is godless. Essentially what had happened 70 years prior to where the game is beginning is that mortals rose up against the gods of Aramán, or the Shapers, and overthrew them.
So we see the gods make a decision to put themselves and their role in the cosmos over the well-being of mortals. And the mortals responded by banding together themselves. And they said, if your loyalties are to each other, then our loyalties will be to each other. Gods and mortals fight a terrible war, with many mortals staying loyal to the gods in that conflict. But the gods are defeated and killed. Whoops!
So the entire world where the players are playing is a world that is not influenced by the gods. There is no hand of the gods to influence what the mortals do. Harkening back to Tolkien though, and this is the crazy thing. So there was a time way before Frodo's time, pre-First Age, so Frodo destroyed the ring just at the end of the Third Age. But before even the First Age began, there was a time when the elves left the blessed realm of Aman or Valinor, forsaking the gods or the Valar, and travelled to Middle-earth or Beleriand at the time. They were led by an elf called Feanor, who specifically, among many other reasons, wanted to leave Valinor because he wanted to escape thraldom underneath the gods. As the elves are leaving, there is a message sent to them, I think by Mandos, one of the gods, which basically says, wrong way, turn back, don't go further, you're all going to be doomed, like really badly, you should come back. To which the elves, or Feanor, replies something along the lines of, well, we're not cowards, unlike you, we're going to this new free land where we can do whatever the hell we want. And the place upon which that occurs, the place where that conversation happens between the final conversation between the elves that are leaving and the gods, is called Aramán. It is upon Aramán that the elves definitely forsake the gods and continue on to Middle-earth. Okay, so that's the second coincidence. The third coincidence is the actual word Aramán itself. In Tolkien's world, it is a Quenya word, which is an Elvish language. And it literally translates to outside Aman. So AR, the prefix there means outside, and Aman translates to blessed realm. So you could translate this to, in English, outside the blessed realm, or outside the land that is blessed by gods, outside the lands where gods live. You could almost twist it far enough to say that Aramán is the godless land. Just like the Aramán, with the apostrophe, of Brennan's world, which is technically a world now that has no gods, no shapers, because they were overthrown. And the fourth crazy coincidence, which is definitely just me overthinking this and twisting things a little bit, but hey, I'm going to put it in the video anyway because it's fun, is that Aramán is described in this chapter 9 of the Silmarillion as a wasteland, as a cold and mountainous wasteland, like bitterly cold. And that's because essentially it's just south of a very big icy wasteland called the Helcaraxe, which the most of the elves have to cross this huge icy wasteland to get to the land of Middle-earth or Beleriand. And the very first tiny little teaser trailer that we got of Campaign 4 for Critical Role was their logo and then the Roman numerals number 4 flying across this big icy wasteland. Almost as if it's the elves crossing from Aman, the realm of the gods, to Aramán and then over to Middle-earth. Anyway, so that is what has been going on in my head for the past 12 hours, and I had to quickly Google because I can't be the only person that has made this connection, and I'm not. There's one person on Reddit and another person on Twitter, so there are now at least 3 of us out of the 2-point-something million that have watched the episode 1 in the past week. If this is a coincidence, like everything is literally a coincidence, it is such an eerie coincidence that I love it. If it is not a coincidence and this really truly is a nod to Tolkien, I also love that. Let me know what you think.